All right, welcome back. The essence of life, not to show people that you are more than them. The essence of life is to make sure that you carry people along. And in this very crazy time and generation, if you feel like you have enough and there are people who don't have just about enough as you do, please make sure that you give them all that you have, or most of it anyway. Anyway, we have someone very special in the studios this morning, and it took so much to bring him here. We had to kill 3 rams, 17 goats, and at least 12 cows to appease this man to be here this morning. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the studio this morning. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but I think his name is Khash Phara. Welcome this morning. How far now? How you doing?
I do okay.
How was it getting to the studios?
Yeah, it's good.
You know what happened to you? I mean, you escaped because
no. The traffic is somehow tough, but I'm happy to be here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly tell you about who we do have in the studios this morning. Music artist, rapper, singer, Olamileko Abbas. I love that. I'm also known as Khash Phara. I was born on November 18th in Kaduna State, Nigeria. Olamileko is a rapper with a style that catches his audience and modifies on melodies that rings through his veins. Khash Phara completed primary and later moved down to Lagos in 2012 for secondary school education, where he developed his unique style of music and also passion for good sounds. Olamileko began his professional career as a rapper, singer and songwriter in the year 2020, and his talents and lyrics makes him so unique amongst people who links him up every time to artists like Olamide, Zlatan, and others. Khash Phara has collaborated with a few artists who they have played good music together. He does keep striving hard for improvement in sounds and melodies, and his abilities to create unique sounds and danceable tunes is mind-blowing and unmatched, which has earned him a spot from his loyal fans across the globe. Making music has always been a part of him, he says, and listening to good sounds inspires and brings out the best in everything he does. He says this, and I quote, "Music is power, music is key, and of course music is his therapy." And of course anybody that understands what he does knows that he sings right from the heart. A legend in the making. Khash Phara, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome again.
Thank you.
So yes, we're going to ask you a couple of questions just to get to know how it is with you. Private questions, you should be aware of those by now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is how your fans will just know. Say, Khash Phara, every time we see you, you're always doing dorime, you're always enjoying yourself, you're popping bottles, you're spraying money, or you're in the studio doing music. Let's know some cool private parts or private areas of you. Before I say private part, and you guys start feeling somehow because no, but that's what it is. So this morning I'll start by asking you about the journey, how you started into music from 2020. At what point did you know that this music was something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I started doing music as at 2020 when I was in my secondary school. Yeah, I developed the passion for music back in the days because every Fridays we had this fellowship session after school.
Yeah,
and students come forward to sing. So I was opportune to be among those who sing every Friday in school. And since then I had passion for music.
That's beautiful. The school I went to, P&P Comprehensive College, Mushin, every Friday I was a terrorist, better terrorist. So I'll tell you what we did in school. You would say, normally they would teach, they'll sing amen, amen, blessings. As I enter the hall like this, I go change the clap. Amen, amen, blessings. Hip hop. And when the teacher comes to came, everybody, before you can, I've seen the teacher. So I'll change back to pa. Now you that say amen. Oh yeah, 4 of you come out. I'll start laughing. Now before everybody rearrange back to the normal clap. I don't move. And then when the thing goes again, I'll start it. So Fridays were a usual time in school that you get to see different talent showcase themselves. Now, moving on, your fans say your melodies, of course, ring through their veins. That's because they listen to you and they feel some type of way. What's the weirdest or wildest place you've gotten a song inspiration from? You know, some R. Kelly recently did a song. In fact, the cover of it's called Residuals by Chris Brown. He did it from The Cell, and he said he just heard the song and he had to do a cover rather for it. So for you, what's the weirdest or wildest place you've had to get inspiration to write a song from?
Yeah, you know, I'll say getting music inspiration from a motor park is where I must say.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened then?
I once got musically inspired from seeing the way bus conductors hustle at the garage. Like, they come, they speak to you nicely. Some even offer to carry your bags, all in the name of hustle. Yeah, it's a clear reminder of how every hustler should take his or her grind seriously. Yeah, focused on making positive music, good music, and making money. Yeah,
I love that. Making positive music, making good music, and also making money. Very important. Now, you moved all the way from Kaduna State to Lagos. That was a big culture shift. What was the transition like for a young dreamer and someone who's chasing reading and rhymes? How was it, the culture change? Because just about a few weeks ago, I interviewed via Zoom Jeremiah Gang, one of the biggest gospel artists we have in Nigeria, if not Africa, and he's also from the north, you know. And he says at some point he came to Lagos, but it was a really hard time for him and all that. So moving all the way from Kaduna State, where we have the Arewas and all that, and then to Lagos, Nigeria, the home of hip hop in Africa, how was it going on for you, the culture shifts? How easy or how hard was it?
I would say moving from Kaduna to Lagos was really a good transition for me. Yeah, you know, as an artist, once you put out a song out there and it's been distributed through the use of DSP, you should be ready to travel to promote your songs. Yeah, and when my song was out, I felt Lagos was the best place for me to come and push my song. Yeah, and I see myself traveling, touring globally soonest, inshallah.
All right, so it brings me to this question: major challenges as an artist that you've had. All right, every artist, everybody on the face of this earth face major challenges from day to day. You know, and coming into the office this morning, one of my challenges, I'm sorry to say, was Olokpa, police on the road. Now, the ones that are very close to me, I know them very well. So, you know, sometimes, even if your papers are complete, people don't have joy. They have a way of delaying you. When I stepped out really late, I was like, you know, I'm a very fast driver, very careful one too, but I pray not to see these people on the road. And God answered the prayer. But, you know, everyone, that's for me, my major challenge this morning. But as artists, you guys have different challenges on a day-to-day, from songs, promotions, music, acceptability, acceptance, and all that. For you, what has been your major challenges, and how have you been able to come through all these challenges unscathed?
Seriously, there's been challenges, but one thing I do is, whenever things are hard and whenever I'm getting things done, I speak to God and I pray about things, because I believe He's the only one who could guide me and make things right. And I speak to my mom a lot.
That's a good one.
I make conversations with elderly people a lot. Yeah, most especially my mom. And all this has been of thoughtful advice and life experiences. So most of this have kept me going.
All right, good one. Sometimes, in recent times, especially how you do music, since you say you do music to make sure that you put smiles on people's faces, especially with the rhythms, fine tunes, and melodies. Some of your fans, a lot of people compare you to Olamide and Zlatan. Um, so I'm gonna ask you: do you feel pressure from these comparisons, or you just own it? Do you feel like, oh, well, these names are very big names, and if people are comparing me to them, is either I live up to them or I just lean back? What do you think about these comparisons? How do you feel about them?
Yeah, it's good to be compared to big names like the likes of Zlatan and Olamide, but I seriously don't feel any pressure. Seriously don't feel any pressure because I feel Olamide had to do what he had to do to get to where he is today. So is Zlatan. He puts in work and so much consistency. Yeah, to be there today. So I have to do the same to get to where they are. Not feel any pressure or anything. I'm not feeling any pressure. I'm just doing my thing. Yeah.
So you own it. You're owning it.
Yeah, I am me. My sound is me.
Good. Your sound is you. So it says you blend melody, rap, and rhymes, or rap, melody, and rhymes. And I want to ask you: every artist has what makes them very special. So I'm going to ask you, what's your secret sauce for making music that slaps in the streets and speaks to your soul, just like you said?
Yeah, I would say life experiences. Yeah. Growing up has been really, really hard for me.
Tell us about your growing up. You talk about it being hard. Now, a whole lot of artists, in fact, let me stray away. What's his name? Victor Osimhen
Yeah.
said something the other day. He said he grew up hawking pure water,
Yeah.
and he would run in traffic. Do you know how hard that thing is? And then he helped shape his career. And then he also talked about the fact that when he was hawking pure water, he had an uncle who didn't want him to play football, who made life really tough for him. And the uncle, seeing that his life, that Victor Osimhen's life, had become better, he fell sick at some point. But the pride was too much, and he told his children not to beg Victor Osimhen for help. Wow. Now, before the kids said no, like, let's ask, we don't want to lose our dad, it was already late and the man died. Now, first off, the first message on there is be good to people. But other than that, be more advised in the kind of hustle you do. Everything you do, every step that you take brings you to the personality that you were always meant to become. Yeah. So in regards to the streets, how does music make you feel on top of the world, or the best version of yourself?
Whenever I'm making music, or whenever I'm in the studio making music, I try to put my 100% in everything I'm doing. Yeah, I try to give my all. The message I pass and everything I relate is how I feel. Yeah, I relate how I feel to the people. I try to pass positive messages to people listening to me, because I know people want to listen to good music. Yeah, so I pass positive music and I relate good messages to the people out there.
That's a good one. Yeah. Now, aside Zlatan and Olamide, if you had the opportunity of collaborating with any artist on the face of this earth, both in Nigeria and outside the country, what artist would you want to collab with? Who does Phara want to collab with, and why? Especially if you have an EP coming up, or you have a body of work that you've dropped. Who do you see doing different remixes with, whether female or male? We got to know all your collaborations, who you have in your head, and why you feel they fit in. Yes, I want to know.
Yeah, I won't lie. If I'm to go for any artist, I'll say Mayor Okun.
Mayor of Lagos.
Yeah.
Why?
The reason is Mayor has no bad songs. Yeah, all his catalogs are full of good music. And I'm also an artist who is a fan of good music, so I listen to Mayor Okun a lot.
That's a good one. So let's play a quick one. In terms of entertainment or just chilling, studio session or night out with your guys, what's the real therapy?
It's a studio session for me, for sure.
So you will not go and do Obi's house, or you not go and chop live?
Oh man, if I go chop live, what's in my leg go chop?
Someone said something to me yesterday. My friend, he's a barber. When I went to cut my hair yesterday and shave up, it was like he got a new salon, a new space, very big space. He was working on it, went to drop some things in his new space, and he said something. He said, "My guy, when this shop is set and I start with money, Baba, I go flex." He said, "Baba, I go flex life." He said, "Look at me, see, I'm looking like bones and all this." He said, "Baba, go chop food, turkey, I go chop." I was laughing and screaming. Shout out to you, Richard. I was laughing and screaming, but I understand, having two kids and having to run business in Nigeria would turn you upside down, So that's why I had to ask, between studio session and night out with your dad, which one you felt would be like the best therapy?
No, it's studio session for me anytime.
What does studio session do for you?
Studio session brings me more closer to good music and making good sounds. Yeah, the more I'm in the studio, the more I devote my time to making good music. Yeah,
I love that. Now, for your fans, what's that one thing that your fans don't know about you that is relatable, but they don't know about you? That's the first question. The second question is, what's the misconception? Now, I'll give you an example. The misconception your fans have about you. For me, if you don't know me, you might think I'm very proud because I don't like to talk to people. I hate insults, but those I'm close to or more, I will laugh and scream and everything. It's just okay. Someone, for example, she was employed here. I don't know if she's watching, but when she came in that Monday, she came earlier than I did, and I just came in, man. I just greeted my guys. Oh my, who be this one? My mother was like, "Where they bring this one from now?" She was sat somewhere at the corner, and then I didn't say hi to her. I didn't say anything. I'm like, just day. She greeted me, but I think I had my earplugs on, so I didn't hear that. I don't send anybody, really. I sat down for the day, tried to see what I was going to do at work, and we didn't talk until I think something happened to her when she was understudying someone, and I reached out like, "No, don't do this like this, do this like this," and kind of helped her. So after that, one day we're talking, and she was like, "Now wow, so you can play like this?" I said, "What do you mean?" When I came, "You were not nice." I was like, "Maybe we do." I don't like to be forward. I don't like to. It's called bet. I don't want to be the bet too, so that you will not see me finish. That kind of stuff. That's a misconception she had, but she cleared out of knowing the kind of person I am. And then one thing about me that fans do not know is I love gifts. I love gifts. I'm a shoe guy. I'm a perfume guy. I'm a fashion person. So unexpected gifts can make me do the most for someone. Like, I wasn't really thinking about it, or like, for example, I had a birthday one time like that in 2020, the lockdown. That was like the biggest birthday of my life, because when lockdown, I still shut down Aja. We had people coming from the mainland for that birthday. Police still arrested us. Because after 12, we're looking for a hotel to lodge people, like keep people. It was out of the ordinary.